generally what is going on in your area of the country?
Well, I do see more unity because the power structures in the South are forcing us to have more unity. There have been a class split with the black community. That's being moved because we are finding out whether you middle class or no class is no different. As long as we black, we in the same boat. And that's forcing us to be together. Because, we've seen what is happening in our schools, like if a principal was a principal and was moved and become assistant principal, his job, if he's black, automatically, if he becomes assistant principal, his job automatically is to carry toilet tissue from one school to the other one and load up the bus. So he's finding that it's no different in us, and it's forcing us to get together. And I think that the change will come because we have to, it's nothing handed to us on a silver platter, and we have to work together for a change in this South.
Congressman Stokes, did your election as the new chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus indicate a new direction? And if it did not, is there a new direction for the Congressional Black Caucus?
Well, what we had to do immediately after I assumed the chairmanship was to try and evaluate our role. We found ourselves at that time being 13 black legislators out of a body of 435 congressmen, and having formed a black caucus for the purpose of trying to alleviate the conditions under which poor and black and disadvantaged people live in this country. We had to try and evaluate that role in terms of 1973 and the United States Congress, particularly in light of the present administration in Washington. As we evaluated our role, we realized that we sort of grew up overnight, and we immediately tried to be all things to all people. And for a period of 18 months, we conducted a series of conferences, a series of hearings around points of interest and concern to black and disadvantaged people in this country. And after we had developed all of the hearings and the conferences, we realized we had a great deal of data collected, a great deal of proposed legislative solutions. And so we realized that we ought to get out of the business of conducting conferences and hearings, because we had the data, we had the specifics with which to work and propose legislation which would get at some of the solutions to some of these problems. So consequently, we decided that we would try and make the emphasis of the caucus that of a legislative thrust, that is to add a black perspective to that legislation coming through the United States Congress, particularly in light of our work on committees, so we can fashion amendments to legislation before it even comes to the floor that would add a black perspective to that kind of legislation. And so it's with this kind of a emphasis or thrust that the Black Caucus attempted to change this direction.
I'd like to ask either Mr.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the
Senator
streets, you know what I'm saying now? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers. None of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. We the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench. Because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
Two, three, four, five. We live.
Yep.
Welcome to Hoodview Politics. We're going to a deep, detailed dive into politics from a hood point of view. I'm Rabbit Jones.
I'm Tony, the number one soul brother.
This is HVP.
Yes, sir.
Now, it is so much to get into this week. It is crazy. We got abortion laws from the 18th century, my nigga. I ain't gonna tell you what party did that. I'm gonna leave that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? That
Hard to figure out.
Don Lemon has got murdered.
Hopefully.
Former CNN host. for sure, we're gonna get deeper into this abortion debate. You know what I'm saying? Nah. What's going on with you?
I ain't shit. A little under the weather, but I made it tonight. So we can talk about a few things here and there.
It's a lot to get into for sure. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. We appreciate y'all a whole lot. Like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We've been told that's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah, do that. Like,
So,
subscribe.
just gonna do that.
Check us out. We on X, Facebook, YouTube. We everywhere. So
Most
y'all
definitely.
out there,
All
know,
your boys.
and spread the word. Tell your friends.
For
There's
sure.
some cool brothers on here talking politics, and we talking real. We talking real about politics. So spread the word to your people out there. You know, we trying to grow this thing and get y'all to show enough word. You know, tell you what's going on out here, and so y'all won't make the same mistakes twice. You dig what I'm
Something
saying?
like the abortion joint from 1800s and shit.
Oh yeah.
Now you see what I'm saying about shit is a slippery slope out here, bro. Like we like to engage with a lot of motherfucking MAGA black Republicans and shit, right? But like when you start talking about abortion, that thing go across everybody. It's like you can't stand and be a Republican and be like, that ain't touching me. Yes, abortion is a serious issue in this motherfucking world, bro. For females in general. Now, no, we don't make no bones of who we think you should vote for, right?
Nah, I don't.
But let's look at the landscape of this. You have a Republican Party that want this to happen. They want to literally ban you from having abortions, right? Now, to me, if a Republican Party always talking about limited government and all this nonsense, they always invading in your motherfucking family life for sure. Whether it's abortions, marriage, whatever the fuck. Limited government means, I don't know what it means to them. Because they damn sure get involved in a lot of shit here. Now they want to be involved. Now, to me, this whole abortion debate is completely some bullshit. And it shows you how parties work. You have one party that governs according to church and state. You got one party that governs according to church. And all of us don't go by that church. So they want to force it. Tell you abortions is illegal. Only because of their faith. That has nothing to do with fucking politics, bro. None. Zero. Then they got a leader of their party that don't know what the fuck he want to do. He don't know he pro-life or whatever the fuck. Trump, the orange demon, don't even know if he pro-life or pro-choice. He started off pro-choice, right? He switched to pro-life when he running for president. So now he put in judges that's going to eliminate the Roe v. Wade. Once Roe v. Wade gone, everybody's realized what was told to them before, that he is a fucking disaster. This dude ain't been in president for 4 years, and we still living with the bullshit he's done. If we talking about the January 6th and abortion, we're still living with the motherfucking residue of the orange demon, my nigga. We're still living with him. Abortions, like just stepping in and say, you can't have that. Why? What are you doing? Even if the black MAGAs, even MAGAs, you gotta agree that the government itself saying, stop, you can't do this and that. It's crazy with a woman body, bro. What you think, bro?
Well, you know, I'm not gonna get into. I don't even got the energy to get into that church and state argument tonight. But my feeling on this is this: it's not Republican as a whole. It's Republican men who want to control a woman's body. It's Republican men that want to set us back to the Jim Crow era. is Republican men that wants to kick all the immigrants out the country, because it was white Republican men, if you want to put it in a nutshell, because Republican women are not standing up against these white Republican men and saying nothing against what they're doing to the to abortion laws and women's health care, even though it affects them and affects their daughters.
It's some sad situation. Bro.
Black Republican men and women are not saying nothing against what they are doing against affirmative action, their new code word, DEI, or they're doing against civil rights, even though it affects them, their children, and so on and so forth. You got immigrants that back some of these Republicans, white Republican men. They don't stand up and say nothing and make their voices heard, even though they are scapegoated for a lot of the crime and a lot of the things are being called rapists and this, that, and the third. But their policies affects them, affects their children, but they don't say nothing against these white Republican men who is pushing these laws, these policies, or whatever, they putting out there. So you have a part of the Republican Party that's pushing it. Then you got the other half of the Republican Party that ain't got no backbone because they won't stand up to him, even though it affects them, their children, their grandchildren, their wives, husbands, or whoever else you want to put up out there. It affects them, but they don't push back against it and go along with it for whatever reason. And that's my thought on the situation.
It's funny because the whole thing it just boils down to them putting their faith into law. It's just the bottom line to it. Period. You can't have no other situation where you're telling me you stopping people from having abortions. What is the reason for that? Other than your faith, which has no reason to be in this shit. It had no reason to be in law. That's just that simple. If you just drop your religion before you walk into the Congress and make decisions, you can't do that.
You're never going to take a person's, I don't care who they are. You're never going to separate a person from what they believe in. What they believe in is what they believe in.
You can believe in it, but executing your faith into law is different.
That's why
Biden don't believe in motherfucking abortions.
But that's why
is he acting anything in law to do anything to stop abortions?
But
no.
But at the end of the day,
you seeing the contrast right there.
I see where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to this. That's why we have the two-party system. If the majority of people in this country don't get down with what the Republican Party is getting down with, is putting down, and they agree more, which it seems to be, they're more aligned with the Democratic side, then it doesn't matter what they fucking try to do because you're going to vote their asses out anyway. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to the people. It's going to come down to the people going out on November 5th, I believe, on November the 5th, Tuesday, November the 5th, is going to wherever your ballot station is, and you get into that booth, and if that's the way you feel, then you live with the consequences. If that's not the way you feel, then you'll vote that shit down. That's what it's gonna come down to in the end.
It's gotten bigger because they had some thing the other day where they had independent votes. You know how I feel about them, right? And it's gotten to the point where it shouldn't be nobody that's on the fence. If you want to inject your religion into motherfucking politics, then you agree with the Republicans, period. If you think it's a separation between church and state, then you agree with the Democrats.
Well,
it's real simple.
But see, it's things
It don't get no simpler.
But it's things on both sides that
you can't put up bills with your religion involved.
But the Democrats do the same
thing. Give me the one bill.
Come on, where do you think welfare came from?
That's not no. What do you mean?
Where do you think welfare came from? Welfare came from.
That's not no religion.
Welfare comes from the belief that with people,
that's not religion.
That no one should be left behind.
That's just normal decency, bro, for a human being. That don't have to be in no motherfucking religion.
If that's the way you want to believe it, I mean, that's the way you want to believe it. But look,
when you put up a bill directly to stop abortion, only what is that's for is for religion.
Some people look.
It has nothing to do with anything else.
But it's going to come down to the end of the day. It's not. I don't give a fuck what they put up. If the people, the constituency, the people of the United States,
can we agree?
Don't go.
If Republicans don't put up bills guiding with their religion, we wouldn't have this problem.
But everybody does.
You keep saying that.
Everybody does.
Okay, I'm naming a bill right now. Abortion is just literally around religion, right? Guns.
If that's what you want to believe,
it's what it is. They saying
what you want to believe
because of their religion. All lives are precious, right? Which is don't make sense because you still
you got atheists that believe that all lives are precious.
No. But they putting bills up according to their religion. If their religion was not involved, they would not put an abortion bill. 1864.
Look, if you got
women didn't even have rights. Black people was barely free.
You got people.
These are laws you want to do.
You got people that's religious, you got people that's atheists, you got people that's agnostics. All of this is in all of these people are in Congress and the Senate. Everybody believes what they believe. I mean, you have atheists and agnostics that don't get down with abortion and that believe that all life is precious. So I mean,
again, that has nothing to do with bills and laws. Can we separate
you
these
always
things?
But how
you have to?
If I believe this,
that means
one of my core beliefs. How can you just say it's hard just to say fuck it? I'm just gonna throw my core beliefs out the window. And it's hard for some people.
You can't. Obama did it.
Huh?
Biden doing it now. What's the difference? They're not injecting their feelings and their religion into what the bill is.
The difference is you got.
If that was the case, it'd be no abortion. Obama would have said abolish abortion.
The difference is, like I said, the difference is you got different people in different parties, and different people in different parties are guided by.
You gotta realize
different things.
You gotta realize,
and they look at it a different way.
No, you gotta realize.
If you don't like it, don't vote for it.
You gotta realize who is putting their religion to the table. Now, this situation right here, Democrats are saying, even though I feel this way, now you can't say Biden don't go to church every fucking Sunday.
Yeah, he goes every Sunday.
I feel this way, even though I feel abortion, you cannot do that. That has nothing to do with law. A woman should have the right to fucking choose whether what my religion say or not. But Republicans say the laws and bills go by my religion regardless.
No.
That's how you get a bill that say you can't have abortion regardless of what the fuck happened.
The bottom line is this. At the end of the day, on November the 5th, I don't give a fuck what they guided by. They can be guided by God. They can be guided by Satan. They can be guided by nothing. At the end of the day, on November the 5th, the people are going to speak. And if they don't like it,
Obama told you
and
he don't agree with abortion,
like it,
right?
Look,
Biden told you he don't agree with abortion. Hillary said it. All Democrats said that.
We already know that. We already know the Democrat platform.
So listen to me. It's only one party is injecting it into politics. Democrats, you can just admit it. Each one of the last candidates told you
Okay.
They're not injecting their religion
Let's go back
in their
to
politics.
let's go back to 19.
That's how you get transgender laws.
Let's go back to 1970.
Because they're not injecting their religion.
Let's go back to 1970.
I get all that. But we're just trying to separate the two parties of who doing what here.
That's easy. We know where the Republicans stand, and we know where the Democrats stand.
And in the Constitution, there's a separation of state and church.
Right.
Yes or no?
Right.
So who's doing that?
Okay.
Which parties is doing that right now? That's true or false? Which party is doing that? Which party is doing separating the church and state?
If you look at the law and the separation of church and state, neither party is doing it because you can't.
Explain me how Democrats are not.
Easy.
I'm listening.
Because look, the separation of church and state came into the effect because of this.
Give me the law that Democrats are using their religion.
You could look.
Why would they have transgender if they're using their religion? They would not pass these laws. Right or wrong?
They won't.
Exactly.
But my point is this.
So the Republicans will never put up this bill because they're using their religion. That's why I want you to follow me.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. You can see it. You see it the way you see it. I see it the way I see it. We done had this argument back and forth plenty of times. All I'm saying is this. No matter what they put up, I don't care what they put up. They can put it up and they can, and whatever their North Star is guiding them to put this bill on the floor, to put this bill on the ballot, to take it to the Supreme Court. At the end of the day, it is the people. They are going to vote this shit down. Just like
you don't know that though.
If they don't vote it down, then you know what? As the people, as a country, we got to live with the consequences. If people don't go out and vote, and
why are we discussing abortions, bro?
And it passed.
Can you tell me why are we having the topic of this abortions?
Because
if you want to skip over religions,
because
the
other side don't, because one side don't agree with abortions.
For
whatever reason.
No, you can't do that.
For whatever reason.
What is the reason why they
don't agree with
because
it?
Of
whatever reason.
What's the reason for
you say it's religion? I say it's just their belief. They don't believe in it.
So it's not religion for you for Republicans putting up anti-abortion bills. Is that what you're saying?
I think for some it is, and for some it ain't. For some it is, and for some it ain't.
What is it?
It's a complicated. It's like anything in politics. Everything in politics is nuanced and complicated. For some it is. For some it is. I grant you that. For more than half it is. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what the people want. They are pushing this shit. But if women want the right to do what they feel they want to do and need to do with their own bodies for whatever reason, for maybe it's an unwanted pregnancy, maybe it's health, maybe it's a variety of reasons. These women are going to turn out on November 5th and they are going to vote. They are going to vote for the other side of that motherfucking argument. They're going to vote for what they believe in. If not, then you know what? We as a country going to have to live with the consequences.
I think the key point to the whole thing is when you start doing stuff like this, it's like this has nothing to do with anything but religion. So when you inject all this stuff in there, anti-abortion stuff, that has nothing to do with anything. You're doing this only on religion standpoint, and only one party does that, and the other party does not inject. That's all I want to point out here. One party does not inject their feelings into laws and bills. For example, transgender, gay marriage. Hillary Clinton, Obama, and Biden is against all of that.
Yeah, I mean,
but hold on.
But you know what I said on that
hold on. But at the same time, they put up and sign and back bills supporting these things. Yeah. But Republicans will not. In fact, these are the enemies to them. That's my point. Look. They're using their religion. You can't tell me Biden's not religious. Look. Okay. So therefore, he's just as religious. As a matter of fact, Trump ain't fucking religious. So you're talking about two people right here, talking about religious things, and one motherfucker don't give a fuck. Because first of all, he said, I'm about to play his video now, where he just saying, fuck it, go to the states. So what is his feelings?
He don't have no feelings.
So if every state in America was to say abortion is good, he like that?
No.
Yes or no? That means no, he would not like that. He did this because most of the states will ban it. And he know for a fact if he become president, he will ban it nationwide. That's the problem. And it's only on religion. He's not religious. His party is. Now, this is just Trump right here out of his own words about abortion, which is ridiculous. But let's do it anyway.
Asked me what my position is on abortion and abortion rights. My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both. And whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart of this issue, but remember, you must also win elections to restore our culture and, in fact, to save our country, which is currently and very sadly a nation in decline.
All right. Let's start right here. Now you see what I'm saying?
You know, he was right about one thing.
Go ahead.
He was right about one thing. It's all going to come down to the will of the people. That's the only thing he said was right. Trump been all over the place with this abortion. 1 minute with this abortion issue. 1 minute he bragging that he was the one that put an end to it, that he put the judges in place that overturned Roe v. Wade. And now all of a sudden he want to send it to the states. 1 week he want to have a national ban on abortions. Then he want to have a 6-week ban. Then he want to have this, that, and the third. Trump is all over the place. So you don't know where he's coming from. But the only thing that he got right, that at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the will of the people. That's the only fucking thing he got right.
Now, that right there is where I come into the issue is where do you stand then, President? If you say it goes to the states, that means you have no responsibility on anything now, which is bullshit. We already know you want to ban it. You put justices in there to overturn Roe v. Wade. So why would you sit here and be like, states, let them do it? What if every state in America said, we want abortion? Are you with that? What are you at as a president? We don't know now. When you say take it to the states, that means we don't know what you know now. We don't know how you feel no more. Because if every state was to go, all abortions are legal, would you like it? Or what? You said take it to the fucking states. That's the point of you gotta stand on something on this motherfucker. He ain't standing on shit.
He's not going to stand on shit because he can't stand on shit. Because for one, he's in an election year. He's in an election year for one. And people, all y'all got to realize something. Look, he's hemorrhaging. The abortion issue causes dude to lose women, hemorrhage women right and left. Women ain't getting down with this. It's with the Republican Party, especially on the issue of abortion and women's health care. It's not happening. But you have to try to say something to stop losing women at the pace that you're losing women, that you have lost women. Do you understand do people understand how many women, new women voters there are going to be between now and November? This is only the 4th month of the year. The fucking election is not to the 11th month. You got about 7 more months until the election. Okay. He's not going to stand on something. He's going to say something. Well, yeah, we'll send it to the states and let it be the will of the people. You already know where he stands. He stands by what you can tell what he stands about, what he tells his supporters and what he tells his party and tells the people that is backing him. If he tells them people and sit there and brag to these people that I am the cause of Roe v. Wade, it wasn't for me. What did he say? They didn't try to turn Roe v. Wade overturned Roe v. Wade for 50 years. I got it done in 4. Come, you know where he's staying.
That's my point.
So it's not about trying to figure out where he's staying. You know where he's staying. You point out where he stands. You put his ass on blast. That is the problem with especially the people in his own party. They don't put his ass on blast. We know where he's staying. If he gonna sit out there and tell his people, motherfucker, they've been trying to overturn Roe v. Wade for 50 years. I got it done in my first term. I put the judges on there that got Roe v. Wade overturned. Okay. They secretly talking in back doors about going after civil rights. What is he gonna do now? If he gets back in, he'll get it. He got enough judges. He'll put more judges on there. You fuck around and be back in Jim Crow in 2 years into his fucking term. Come on,
man. That's my thing about the black MAGAs. Like, you are fueling the anti-bigotry against our peoples, bro. And that's why I can't stand y'all motherfuckers, bro.
But in the end,
I can't take it. I can't take it. That's our problem. Overall, really. You know what I'm saying, dog?
But see, at the end of the day, fuck them. I'm not worried about them because you know what? I'm going to speak to people who got sense. I'm going to talk to people who know what's what. Who understand the cause and the plight of black people and minorities in this country. Fuck them. It's a waste of fucking time to keep arguing back and forth with a bunch of fucking people who don't give a fuck. You giving a fuck about me. You don't give a fuck about yourself. They don't care about themselves. They has no self-respect. They has no self-love. They don't give a good goddamn about themselves. So why the fuck would I waste time giving a fuck about them or arguing back and forth with them? I'm going to talk to the brothers and sisters that got something in their mind that understand and want to elevate my people, their people, and themselves. If fuck these motherfucking dumbass black MAGA. If you're stupid enough to be a black MAGA, you're stupid enough to get what the fuck you get.
No. And this Donald Trump on my favorite anchor out of all politic shows was motherfucking Chris Matthews, where this is why he was so good. I want y'all to listen to this motherfucking interview, right? This is why we need more Chris Matthews out here, bro. I don't give a fuck if you're a Republican Chris Matthews or not, but you need motherfuckers like this, bro, that really gets it out of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So this is motherfucking Donald Trump running, and he came on Hardball to talk about abortions. Want everybody listening.
You know I'm pro-life, right? I think you know that. I, with exceptions, with the 3 exceptions, but pretty much that's my stance. Is that okay? You understand?
What should the law be on abortion?
Well, I have been pro-life.
I know. What should the law? I know your principle. That's a good value, but what should be the law?
They've set the law, and frankly, the judges and you're going to have a very big election coming up for that reason because you have judges where it's a real tipping point, and with the loss of Scalia, who was a very strong conservative. This presidential election is going to be very important because when you say what's the law, nobody knows what the law is going to be. It depends on who gets elected because somebody's going to appoint conservative judges and somebody's going to appoint liberal judges depending on who wins.
I've never understood the pro-life position.
Well,
I never understood it because I understand the principle. It's human life as people see it. But what crime? What crime is it?
Well, it's human life.
No, should the woman be punished for having an abortion?
Look.
This is not something you can dodge. If you say abortion is a crime or abortion is murder, you have to deal with it under the law. Should abortion be punished?
Well, people in certain parts of the Republican Party and conservative Republicans would say, yes, they should be punished.
How about you?
I would say that it's a very serious problem, and it's a problem that we have to decide on. It's very hard.
But you're for
are you
banning
going
it.
to say, well, wait, are you going to say put them in jail? Is that
well,
the
no, what I'm
punishment
asking
you're
you,
about?
because you say you want to ban it. What's that mean?
I am pro-life, yes.
What is ban? How do you ban abortion? How do you actually do it?
Well, you'll go back to a position like they had where people will perhaps go to illegal places.
Yeah.
But you have to ban it.
You ban it and they go to somebody who flunked out of medical school.
Are you Catholic?
Yes, I think
And how do you feel about the Catholic Church's position?
I accept the teaching authority of my church on moral issues.
But do you know their position on abortion?
Yes, I do.
And do you concur with that position?
I concur with their moral position, but legally, I get to the question. Here's my problem with it.
No, but let me ask you, but what do you say about
It's not funny.
your church? Yeah, it's really not a funny thing. What do you say about your church? They're very, very strong.
They're allowed to, but the churches make their moral judgments. But you running for president of the United States will be chief executive of the United States. Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't
what?
know. That I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
But you say bluntly you're pro-life, meaning you want to ban
But
it.
the Catholic Church is pro-life.
No, let's not talk about my religion.
No, I am talking about your religion. Your religion. I mean, you say you're a very good Catholic.
I didn't say very good. I said I'm a Catholic.
What?
And secondly,
Let me ask
I'm
you
asking,
this.
you're running for president. I'm not. I'm
Chris,
asking you, what should a woman face
No,
if she
I
chooses to have
I'm
an
not
abortion?
going to do that. I'm not
Why
going to play
not?
that game. You
said you're pro-life.
I am pro-life.
That means banning abortion.
And so is the Catholic Church pro-life.
But they
What's
don't control the.
punishment?
This isn't Spain. We don't control the church. Doesn't control the government.
What is the punishment under the Catholic Church? What is the punishment?
Let me give you something from the New Testament. Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. Don't ask me about my religion.
No,
I'm asking you. You want to be president of the United States?
told me
you tell me what the law should be. Just tell me what the law should be. You said you're pro-life.
I am pro-life.
What's that
with
mean?
Exceptions. I am pro-life. I have not determined what the punishment would
Why
be.
not?
Because I haven't determined
When
it.
you decide to be
I
pro-life,
haven't
you should have thought of it. Because
no, you could ask anybody.
Okay,
if it's
here's the
pro-life,
problem.
and they haven't
Here's my
determined it.
problem with this. If you don't have a punishment for abortion, I don't believe in it, of course. People are going to find a way to have an abortion.
You
They'll
don't
go to
believe in
something like.
what? You don't believe in what?
I don't believe in punishing anybody for having an abortion.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's
Of course
fine.
not.
And
I think it's a woman's choice.
so you're against the teachings of your church.
I believe I have a view and a moral view, but I believe we live in a free country, and I don't want to live in a country so fascistic that it can stop a person from making that decision.
But then
that would be so invasive,
but I've heard
so
you
determinative of
speaking.
society that I wouldn't be one we're familiar with. And Donald Trump, you wouldn't be familiar
But
with a
I've heard
society
you
like that.
speaking so highly about your religion and your church.
Yeah.
Your church is very, very strongly, as you know, pro-life.
I know.
What do you say to your church?
I say, I accept your moral authority. In the United States, the people make the decisions. The courts rule on what's in the Constitution, and we live by that. That's what I say.
Yeah, but you don't live by it because you don't accept it. You can't accept it. You can't accept it. You can't accept it.
Can we go back to matters of the law and running for president? Because matters of the law, what I'm talking about, and this is the difficult situation you placed yourself in. By saying you're pro-life, you mean you want to ban abortion. How do you ban abortion without some kind of sanction? Then you get into that very tricky question of a sanction. A fine on human life, which you call murder.
It'll have to be
a
determined.
fine,
It'll have to be
imprisonment for a young woman who finds herself
It
pregnant.
will have to be determined.
What about the guy that gets her
hasn't been
pregnant? Is he
determined.
responsible under the law for these abortions? Or is he not responsible for an abortion decision?
Right. It hasn't. Different feelings, different people.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah, well, they're usually involved.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date.
What you think about that whole exchange right there, bro? That's crazy. That was crazy for many reasons, really.
The thing back, he don't have an answer. He never had an answer
At all. I hope Black Maggers was watching that. He was really feeling around for answers. He was asking this nigga, "Hey, you since your faith, how you deal with it?" That nigga ain't know what to do. And then one thing about Chris Matthews, bro, I fucks with, bro. He be staying on that ass, bro. You ain't getting away. He pinned him down. His nigga said, "Yeah, it gotta be some form of punishment."
I mean,
Listen to that for a minute. He said it. He literally said it.
look, this is my stance on the whole situation. I don't think there's not a person out here that's not pro-life.
He said that shit.
You can be pro-life and you can also give a woman, believe it's a woman's right to choose what to do with her body. Because it's her body. I can't control your body, no matter what the fuck I believe in.
Republicans trying.
And yeah, they trying to. But if that's what you believe, then say what the fuck you believe. We know what you believe. if you believe it should be outlawed, just say it should be outlawed. Look, it's millions of people in this country that believe it should be outlawed. Hey, whether you agree with them or not. And then you have millions of people in this country that believe that when it comes to that, that's a private issue between a woman, her doctor. That's what they believe in. No matter what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you believe that and you say you are pro-life, at one time this motherfucker wasn't pro-life. He didn't become pro-life until he became a Republican. People seem to forget that Donald Trump was a Democrat. And he was not pro-life, he was pro-choice.
Nowhere near.
He was a pro-choice Democrat.
But at this point, I don't think none of these MAGAs give a fuck about that. To be honest with you.
But we say the same thing every week. They don't believe nothing that come out their own mind. They only believe what Donald Trump tells them to believe. If Donald Trump doesn't believe it, they don't believe it. If Donald Trump don't say it, it doesn't mean shit to them.
Ain't that some shit?
So why would you sit here and keep arguing? But we want to argue with a brainwashed motherfucker. If a motherfucker is brainwashed, you ain't telling them shit
at all.
They gonna sit there and and that's all they do. They get on TV, they get on Fox, they get on Newsmax, they get on. There's another one out there too. They get on all of these. They get all of these platforms. They get on all these social media platforms and everything, and they just say what Donald Trump says. They listen for him to make a statement, and then they follow what he says. None of them have an original thought in their mind. So it's a waste of fucking time. You talk to people and you try to get your message out to people. You don't have to believe me. Listen to what they say. I'm gonna give it to you straight. And if you don't believe me, go check for yourself. People don't give a fuck about y'all.
You know, at all. Not even a little bit. That's why we're here to point out these things that stands out. You know what I'm saying? I do want to point out some black ladies, new stars that's in the motherfucking industry of politics, anchoring, and all the nine, right? I do want to point out and give a shout out to 3 black women that on the rise, on the come up. First of all, I want to name Meet the Press host, black lady, Christine Walker. Now, I love the black ladies. But she is one beautiful one. You know what I'm saying?
She look good, but she weaker than Chuck Todd.
I don't know. She only been in like a month.
She weaker than Chuck Todd.
We ain't getting there yet. You don't know yet.
Shit.
But hey,
no.
I don't know.
She there. People comes on Week the Press. And with straight propaganda and straight lies, and she has not been challenging him. She didn't challenge Trump when Trump was on there.
When she was on the debate today, she fucked Trump up. Had him stumbling on.
But she need to go back and get them questions back, because she been letting motherfuckers get away with. She been letting motherfuckers get away with a lot of shit on Meet the Press. Now I'm glad that she there and that she
Meet
represents.
the Press, bro. This is a black lady.
I understand. Like I said, I'm glad she there. But she needs to strengthen. She need to get a little bit more backbone and stop letting these, especially Republicans come on there and just say what they want.
She interviewed the lady that's leaving the motherfucking Trump joint that was saying that the shit was a host the other day. She was fucking her up, had her really twisted up. One of the I think she was the RNC chairman or something.
Oh, her? Yeah, everybody on NBC went on her.
She really went.
Everybody on, but it's been people that I've been watching that. I stopped watching it because I'm like, nah, you know this is a bald-faced lie. And you didn't let these motherfuckers get away with this. Come on, Kristen Welker, you do better than that. No. You letting motherfuckers get away. You letting motherfuckers get away with some cold-blooded.
I remember her too when she used to be the motherfucker to just be like the political, the White House correspondent. Matter of fact, she just report on what's going on in the White House. She wouldn't really give her thing, how she felt about anything. But I'm really proud of her being on Meet the fucking Press, bro.
Yeah, I'm proud of her for that. But her performance so far is leaving me with a lot to desire. I haven't
seen that many. I gotta check her out more because the few joints I seen, she was just decent. Then when she went on that Republican shorty, she fucked her up. So I don't know.
That's because the whole fucking company, they didn't want her, so they was going to light her up anyway.
That was the one that everybody knows that MSNBC was thinking about hiring.
They hired her. So then they got her fired a week later.
She was a motherfucking.
That's the strongest. That was the strongest Truck Todd ever went on anybody.
She was
came on there and went on her.
Denier. She was an election denier.
And they still didn't call her out on that shit.
I don't like when people do that. Same thing happened with Breakfast Club when this bitch went on Candace Owens. When she went on there, them niggas just let her slide with a lot of shit. That shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit.
They ain't bring up nothing.
It's a lot of shit. Y'all can look.
She went on motherfucking them Joe Budden. Because that nigga ain't bring up a motherfucking thing.
They don't
come on this bitch and think you gonna slide through. You fucked up with that one, Candace Owens.
That's your credibility. Your credibility is what gets you to slide
through this motherfucker, boy. Goddamn thing.
Your credibility what got you on Meet the Press. Your credibility will get you on a CNN or MSNBC.
So you saying she not gonna last?
No, not at the rate she going, she's not gonna last because she's
better than Chuck. Chuck Todd was soft as fuck.
She's softer than Chuck.
She cannot be possible.
She's softer than Chuck.
There's no way possible.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, remember she is a woman now.
It don't matter.
She can't
get in their ass. If
Chuck Todd was some shit.
If you don't want to come off as an angry woman or whatever the fuck, you got a problem. Because you got to come off, especially you's a black woman. You got to come off as strong and got a motherfucking backbone.
Chuck Todd was some garbage.
It's a chick that be on motherfuckers.
Russell? What's his name? Tim Russell?
Russell, he was a prototype.
He was good.
It's a black chick gonna be on CNN that be digging in asses. And I'd be like, damn, shawty. She be on there like about 10 o'clock sometime. I forgot. I ain't seen her in a minute.
But you sure?
Oh yeah, I seen her. I keep forgetting her damn name because she got in one motherfucker. She got in one Republican ass one night. I was like, damn, shawty.
So let me move
be so mean
to CNN star. This upcoming star that I love, black lady, Abby Phillips.
Yeah, that's her.
I love her so much.
Yeah, that's her. She be getting in ass.
Oh my god, this is another one that
she don't play.
That was a White House correspondent. Was never really into giving her how she felt about anything, but I love her so much. I love the black ladies. Oh man, her, Christine Welker. I love these two. Now, it's another one I love too. That's up and coming. You know what I'm saying? White House press secretary, Jean Pierre. I love her. I love these black ladies. These are new black stars, up and coming, baby. Check them out. Meet the Press, CNN, and one of them is in administration. White House press conference. Check her out. New black stars, baby. Hey, my man gonna put. Hey, you can't just be black now. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some bones to pick with you. But we happy where you at now, and the mark and the chance you have to make a mark for the black women behind you, especially the press secretary. She coming that joint with dreads, all types of shit. I love that shit, bruh. She coming that motherfucker. I love her. I love her. She's the best. You know what I'm saying, Doc? Now,
that's the problem I got with Kristen Welker. She don't fact check a motherfucker. She know a motherfucking lie. That's your fucking job.
Kristen Welker.
She do not fact check a motherfucker.
You don't fuck with it. Oh damn!
I ain't said I don't fuck with it, but she just don't fact check a motherfucker. You look when somebody come on there and this spit out propaganda and lies, and you especially as a reporter, you know it's a lie and you don't check them on it. You're not doing your job.
Now you know, like me and you got a lot of time to drill a motherfucker. She ain't got a lot of time to just go over the same thing and just stay on that and just constantly keep going back with a fucking motherfucker just want to keep saying dumb shit.
If a motherfucker came on there, when a motherfucker came on there and said and called was with her that they called the January 6th defendants patriots and said they was being persecuted and all this whole other shit, and you didn't check that? You stopped the interview right there. But bitch, what the fuck is you talking about? I seen what you seen. I know what I seen on January 6th. These motherfuckers ran up in there and they did this, that, and the third. You supposed to check them on that. Even if the interview, you don't even get all your questions in, you get that shit straight. Because at the end of the day, if you lose your credibility, you ain't shit. Once you lose your credibility, you're gonna lose your job. Because motherfuckers, bitches let a motherfucker get away with anything. Nah, you can't do that. You gotta let a motherfucker know you're not coming on my show with anything.
I don't know. I can't really go too far in her because I only see a few things of her. So I just realized she now the Meet the Press host. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy as fuck. And check out the White House press conference lady, Miss Pierre. You know what I'm saying? And CNN host. She got a new show on that joint too. Abby Phillips. Oh my God. I love those lips. I love the black ladies. What's going on? Godfather, let me hear how you sound too, bro. You been listening to what we've been talking about? You can?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Here.
Huh?
Yeah, so far as January 6th stuff, I don't like talking about that too much because all I can see is treason through all that whole process. So I'm gonna stay out of that.
Oh, you talking about January 6th? That's why I say, man, the one thing about the January 6th joint is so many people has been locked up, right? So many people, even Trump administration been locked the fuck up, right? And you still have people denying that. That shit is crazy as fuck, bro. Now,
no one has
the January 6th joint, I never really engaged with somebody that was in the army. Now, I want to know, how does that look to somebody that actually was in the army? Or what did that even matter to you? What was that? You know what I'm saying? To you. You're on mute. You gotta unmute yourself.
Like I say, I just feel like all I can say is treason. That's all I can say.
You said it's treason.
Yeah, look it up. Tell me what it says.
Oh yeah, we know that. We know it's treason.
Nothing else to talk about.
It's just like when you see, like if I was in the army, right, and it's like I'm overseas fighting for stuff, and we got people that's in America running the fucking Capitol for some, you know what I'm saying? It's like y'all disrespectful, bro. When we get to the point where we realize that the Republican Party is real disrespectful towards motherfucking veterans, bro, they disrespectful. Even their leader, disrespectful motherfucking veteran. When he said McCain was some shit. I don't like motherfucking warriors that got shot. Like, what is that, bro? I don't like motherfuckers that was in war and got hit. I mean, you was some shit because you got shot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Now go ahead.
He said if you died,
you remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember every single word of it.
It's like, what the fuck? I don't even like McCain. It's just like, when somebody volunteer to save your black ass or white ass or orange ass, it's like, bruh, at least hold that bullshit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga said, yeah, I don't like motherfuckers that been shot up. You just a loser. Call the nigga a loser, though. Like, I don't know what to say about that. Like, if you're a black MAGA or whatever the fuck you are, like, some of this stuff is just like, how the fuck you even fuck around with somebody to even say stuff? Some of this stuff is like, god damn, bro. Like if I was running for president and some of this stuff I would say, you expect me to say some wild shit, right? Like these motherfuckers saying dumb shit like that is like, it's off the wall. Like you're not doing no studying or nothing. You just running for president. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not taking no time out to understand what are you doing in the position that you taking here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if they are going to stand up and challenge this man on the shit they should challenge him on, what makes you think they're going to challenge him on anything he say about John McCain?
Man, that was crazy.
Who else he went on? Shit, he done went on so many people. This is a shit list longer than
I'm just talking about far as remember the main man had to come in the motherfucking joint because he said somebody's child. He was in war. He came in the joint in the Democratic motherfucking joint and said something about what was that?
Look,
I remember that too.
I was a POW.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
look, this dude is just like
I
this.
think he said something about veterans or something.
The dude is leading them.
Or somebody that went and got killed. Their father came to the Democratic joint and talked about it.
Not
right?
only is this dude leading a movement of racists,
Oh my God.
he's leading a movement of racist and disrespectful ass people who has no respect for anything that's in this country. They don't have respect. They don't have respect for law. They don't have respect for people. They don't have respect for. They don't even have respect for the institution. They don't have the fucking respect. They ran up in the Capitol and shitted on the fucking on Nancy Pelosi desk.
They did that. He ain't just making that up though.
Somebody
they actually did that.
Dropped their drawers, dropped their pants, and took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
And one of them niggas put their feet up on the joint.
And I hope he put his feet in some shit.
Like you can't write.
I
can't imagine a million man watch and all of us turned right and ran up in that joint and start putting our feet on and shit. Half of us would be dead, bro.
Look, when the motherfucking when black people was out here in Black Lives Matter Plaza protesting,
would have turned to their capital,
protesting the continual killing of black men and women by the police. He couldn't respect our grievances enough to hear us out. What did he do? He unleashed gas, rubber bullets, and the fucking National Guard. The dude has no respect for anything. Therefore, if you follow a dude like this, you're gonna feel as though you don't have to respect anything either. What happened the day after he got elected? What did you hear? All the racists figure they can fucking repeat or say the things they think he gave them license to say.
Yeah,
it was coons, niggas, coons, cotton pickers, and all this old other shit. Come on, if the head of the snake is rotten, the whole fucking snake is rotten.
Go ahead. You muted yourself. Go ahead.
I just feel like this. They trying to take the world to. First, they went back 50 years where they overturned Roe versus Wade. Mm-hmm. Now they gone back 200 years.
That's crazy.
For all abortion. What happened in what happened in 1864? That was what Civil War. The movie coming out now about the Civil War. About a new movie about the Civil War.
Oh yeah.
Like it just took back 200 years. Like it tells you what they be trying to do. But people ain't opening their eyes to see what is actually reality.
My thing is, all you people supporting Republicans, right? If they would have had their way, this is how life would be, period, for everybody. Like if you're in New York or somewhere and, you know what I'm saying, away from these states that's lunatics, you don't feel this problem, right? But if you in Kentucky or Arizona as a black woman, shit, this is a hostile place to be in, bro. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Like, I really feel for all the black people living in these states, bro, because it's almost like when everybody migrated from being enslaved or segregation, when they migrated to the north. It's almost like that. It's like when Trump say, leave it up to the states, we need him to say, okay, leave it up to the states, but which one of these things you on the side of? When they take it back to 1864? Or are you with women's rights to 2024? Like when you say take it to the states, that leads it to what then? What do you mean? What do you like? What is your problem? What is your preference? You know what I'm saying? If you say leave it to the states, all states are going to do different things. Which one of those are your thing? Is the key. Biden already made it clear what he was. If you send him a bill right now to overturn, put back Roe v. Wade, he gonna sign, right? Yeah. We haven't heard Trump say anything about that. In fact, we heard him say he'll ban it.
Yeah, he just recently said in the post that he praised for doing it. He put the people in there to do it.
Yeah. When Hillary told everybody this, again, it's cool. But when Hillary's running for president, she told you that this was going to happen. If you let him be president and put these people in there, he gonna pull back all protections for women. This is something she fought for her whole life. And guess what's happening right now? Look, and you're lucky if you're in a state that just not doing all this. You're just lucky. Be honest with you.
Let me explain it to the people out there that's listening. And this is something y'all need to really hear. About when he talk about let the states handle it.
Oh my God.
This is what he means. It is not a law that became a federal law that didn't start at a local level. It started out as a local law, moved to a state law, then it became a federal law. Laws are tested. All laws, I don't give a fuck what law it is. All laws are tested at the local and and then the state level to see if you can implement that law on the federal level.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how you got Obamacare.
See how it works.
That's how you got Obamacare. That's how you got the welfare system. That's how you got Social Security. That's how you got all of these laws, all of these laws and programs. All of them start at a lower level. They might start as a city law. They'll move from a city to a state. It's like, damn, that'll work for the whole state. That's how it was when Republicans, they wanted to try out, and it was Mitt Romney that wanted to try out health care for all, and he tried it out in Massachusetts when he was governor, and it worked for the state of Massachusetts. Obama said, well, shit, that could work on a federal level. Yeah. And he implemented it on a federal level, and it works. That's how laws and programs get started. So when he tells you that, oh, well, leave it to the states, let the locals have it. Okay, that means we can let Alabama have it. I'm going red states here. We can see what Alabama going to do. We're going to see what Mississippi going to do. We're going to see what Georgia going to do because Georgia's red, kind of purple now, but Georgia's red. We'll see what I think Wyoming's red. We'll see what the Dakotas will do. We'll see what all of these red states will do, and whatever works best, that's the one. Whatever the one we think works best for us, that's the one. When we get a majority in the House, a majority in the Senate, and the White House, that's the one we're going to push over the whole fucking country. So don't get this shit in your head that you think, well, fuck it, I live in a blue state. That shit ain't going on. That shit ain't going to affect me. Yes, it is, because it's eventually when they get a majority in the House, the Senate, and the White House, and got a president that'll sign off on that shit, it's going to go through the whole country, and it's going to wipe out what any blue state will do. That's what he means by, well, give it to the states. Yeah, we're going to give it to the states, and whatever state has the most toughest and restrictive law, that's the one they're going to push on the whole country. That's what he means.
Go ahead.
You don't believe me? Check it out.
Go ahead, Godfather. Oh,
he basically covered it all. Like, I gotta really see what's and pay attention to see if you're watching Fox News anytime after 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Please, don't cut Fox News
all
off.
Fox News, child.
Cut off anything.
I don't even think a black person should watch Fox News for no reason.
Because it's damaging the brain. Matter of fact, Fox, even any shows that
they really try and brainwash you on that joint.
That's why they put black shows on Fox to brainwash us. I gotta realize that Fox News is a brainwashing station. Like, it's all lies. I mean, it's no way around that.
I'm gonna tell you the weird thing about this abortion shit. One thing about me, I feel like it's your worstest time and the worst time in in your life, the baddest thing you could turn into a triumph, right? I really think Republicans fucked themselves, right? They done made it where this is not an argument no more. Now, most of these states can make it in their constitution that they can have abortions, which make it where a Republican can't do shit after that. I really think they overplayed themselves where Arizona gonna have this shit on their ballot now, and they're gonna have abortions in their constitution.
They're trying to put it on the ballot in
That's
Maryland.
in Arizona. The worst of them all. The last motherfucker that acknowledged Martin Luther King birthday. Them motherfuckers. And you mean tell me, go ahead.
And they just implemented a 200-year-old.
Exactly.
Which is going to end up going federal if they have a red wave.
That's what people got to pay attention to. This election is real important because it comes down to, do you want the president to say, no, we need something federal all over to make sure people had this right? Or do you want to leave it where women got to skip state to state just to get abortions and shit? And then when they get to one state, they don't know if they get back home, they're going to get locked up. The shit is crazy, bruh. It got to be some type of middle ground where, first of all, I don't believe you should discuss abortion anyway. That's just me. Get it out. You shouldn't be talking about it. But if we're going to have this discussion, we're going to get on your religious standpoint and talk about that. If we're going to have you saying you pro-life to me means none. Not even one day. So that means if you say you're pro-life, that means not even 2 weeks, 1 week, none of that. You should be for banning it. Period. There's no middle ground. You shouldn't be saying to us that, except for this. It shouldn't be no except for this because you're pro-life. So stay there.
But you have,
if you're pro-life, that means you should not be saying, okay, only if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. No, you're pro-fucking life. That means period. Bang. So therefore, to me, the Republican Party is for banning it. Period. Around America. Period. Yeah. And we see that now in Arizona. That's the template right there to show you that 1864 is what they want to go back to. When women ain't had no rights, black people ain't had shit to talk about, ain't no rights to even speak of. That's what they want to do. This is your Republican Party that you want to vote for, bro. People out there looking. This ain't us. We ain't make this script up. This is them doing this shit. We ain't do it.
We'll see.
And you choose. What party put up a fucking ban that goes all the way back to 1800s, bro?
We'll see.
Who party did that? What party put in motherfucking judges to say fuck Roe v. Wade? What party did that? I didn't write the script. This is what they giving us. It wasn't Democrats. It was damn sure Republicans. What party right now trying to put a fucking bill together to get women's rights back? It's not my fault. I didn't write the script. So when you ask people, why the fuck would you vote for a Democrat? It's real fucking obvious on a lot of situations, bro, that if you're on the Republican side, it is literally the wrong side of any topic, bro.
Well, see, we're going to talk about the topic too. We got to motherfucking put it out there and you got to call them out on it because look, the Republicans are putting it out there that it's just a ban on abortion and they glossing over a lot of shit just to make it seem like it's just unwanted pregnancy.
Exactly.
Okay. It's more than unwanted pregnancy because if they get their way, you have women dying in childbirth. You have women going to get these basically going to a fucking abortion chop shop.
Exactly. Trying to get their own abortions, yeah.
You have women that's been raped, molested, the victims of incest that'll be forced to carry the child. No woman wants to be forced to carry the child of their rapist. I mean I'll say that I know of.
It's not even that. You still want a woman to have that. You want somebody to have a choice. What if they living in a car right now, right?
I guess when
and she get pregnant. Their choice is to. I don't think we in a position to even have this baby, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have people that have their own decisions. And to me, once you start talking about 2 week, 1 week, and all that shit, you want something different, bro. You're not living with these people. You're not paying their bills or nothing. You know
no matter what you feel about how you feel about abortion, whether you like it or whether you like it or you don't like it, you cannot just have a just say fuck it. It's make it outlawed for everybody when you don't know the individual
circumstances.
The individual circumstances. You can't call it because maybe they living in a car and can't get the proper health care.
She's not prepared for no child.
Maybe they thought about, well, damn, I don't want to abort the child. I'll get a child up for adoption, but I can't even afford to get prenatal care. So who knows how this child is going to come into this world? But
Republicans say you better have that motherfucker.
They say you better have it. You got people doing the pregnancy will find out that their child will be born with some form of disability.
True.
And they're unable to take care of that child. You got women that find out.
Republicans say you better have it.
They say you better have it. They'll find out, a woman to find out, damn, I know you happy you pregnant, but this pregnancy is more than likely you had this baby, you gonna die during childbirth. They gonna say, die, bitch. That's what they gonna say.
Oh no. Damn, you're right. In Arizona,
that's my thing.
They don't give a fuck in Arizona. Go ahead.
My thing is, how can you let one or the other die when you're supposed to be pro-life?
Arizona fucked up.
Somebody gonna die. Like, so you better protect something that's not already here, breathing and living, when you give this woman another opportunity to reproduce another child. They'd rather die and try to save the child. They might die also. But this is just a warning to the fellas out here. I didn't live in the 90s. This is the force y'all back on child support. Hard. They'll start locking y'all up harder. This is to decriminalize us as black people. I'm telling you.
I think we really got to pay attention to Republicans, bro. They have a plan. They have a master plan, bro. We ain't paying attention as black people, and fuck the black magas. Y'all don't see nothing. But if you see motherfuckers calculating, taking books out of schools, it's just they calculating, bro. And it's like we're not paying attention to none of this shit. Like if our kids grow up 10 years from now, they ain't even be talking about black history in no schools. All they pulling the books out. Like you paying attention to what they really doing? They don't get voting rights. They don't give a fuck. They rolling all that back. The next thing they're gonna do is motherfucking civil rights bill. They're gonna start nipping at that. They literally want this thing back to where everybody was slaves and women had no rights, especially black women. And their life like that is much better where all the white men were making all the money, telling white women what to fucking do. And black women had no right in life other than to serve them. And black men, they had no right in life other than to motherfucker serve them too. They want to go back to that. And everybody that's supporting this shit, bro, I just can't. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Oh man, this should be the title of the day, 1864. Like,
I really believe that this presidency joint should be 90-10. I always say that, right? I really think Biden should win this over 80%. He should win almost every state. It should be like back when somebody ran when they won every state.
Ronald Reagan.
That was Reagan?
Yep.
God damn it, that's son of a bitch. He went almost that type of shit should go on right now. For real. And I think, like I always told him, Ronald Reagan was a cold racist too to me. But his rhetoric didn't do that. He always speak inclusive shit where you just don't see the bigotry, right? But his bills, his everything he thought of was straight racist, bro. He could put videos out in his campaigns. Those was racist. You know what I'm saying? But when he get out speaking into America, it was more of an inclusive thing. You feel me? That's why most people don't feel like Ronald Reagan was racist, other than black people. You know what I'm saying? And black people feel Bush was racist. You know what I'm saying? They all felt that. And it's just that this point now, they have somebody up now that blatantly is just out with it. To me, all those other people was hiding it and just doing it in their bills. You know what I'm saying? But now you have somebody just blatantly saying, fuck all of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want nobody coming in this country from a black country. I only want Poland and other white countries. He said that. Man, you can't get no more racist than that. If you want to go the next 10 years where a black person cannot come here from an African country, and only people can come here is Poland people, how would that look 10 years from now? You got to think about what they doing here, bruh. And like the president said the other day, and she did an interview, the vice president, she said they're taking the books out of schools, they doing all these things, and all these white people that's trying to whitewash things. She literally used the word whitewash. The vice president.
And that's the proper word.
And it's clear, if it's that damn clear, and she used those words that we use, whitewash this shit. She was talking to two white people when she said that. I think that's real important, bro. What you think, Godfather?
Yeah, she didn't just hit it on the nail. She demolished it. Whitewash, man.
She said that.
Right. Because we saying it every day. You saying it every week in your podcast. You know, CNN saying it every day, every hour, every second. You know, News Nation is saying it every second, every day of the minute. This is serious. Like,
exactly.
Understand what? You never lived in a communist country before. You never lived in a country where, you know, you didn't have the rights that we have now. Like,
all right, let me ask you this, right? You lived in Hong Kong. That was Hong Kong or China?
South Korea.
Where?
South Korea.
Korea. All right, now let's try to figure this out right here. You lived in Korea, right? Would you live long enough to know how their taxes run? How they do their taxes?
No, I don't get it. I don't even think
do they take taxes out?
I don't get paid off.
But you in the army, that's something different.
I don't know. I didn't never get paid off.
You're right.
I got paid off.
So all right, let me ask you this then. Being in Korea, right? Mm-hmm. Does it feel like the country itself is more not anti-black, but more of their culture first and no other cultures in that country?
I can't really say that. But their culture is more like when they see like Americans, I mean like Army soldier members, they see it all.
It's hard, yeah.
They see it all just American. You don't distinguish your race or nothing like that. You're an American.
All right, so you been over there that little bit of time? The bills they passed, what were they like? Were they like some things that was more of a culture of? How many black people were actually there? Is a lot of people actually there?
Yeah, because we all over Korea. Over here, it's a lot of black people there. But their bills are more like it's for educational and IT. You know, in you know their government instead of the police don't even carry guns. So
that's another thing. Let's get to that for a minute. I want to get on something else. Or I want to get on the Black Lady of the Week. But that's a key point right there. When you say that, when they talk to somebody to be in other countries and stuff, this is a fascinating point of guns are not the thing in the other countries. It's the funniest thing that guns are just the thing here. Like you go to other countries, it's not a big thing to have guns where they at. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about it, right? America is contributing to guns, right? At the same time, they discriminate more than other countries. It's funny as shit. Like if you go to another country, you're not really being discriminated like you do in America because it's a history here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was in Europe right now, you get some discrimination for sure. But it's not a rooted history where everybody's angry at you. You feel me? It's just like some people might be racist in
Europe?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that about Europe.
Over there.
Because I'm saying, because in Europe you got people from other countries. Like
this country,
like my wife came from Europe, right? My girl came from Europe, and she African, and that's a lot of that in Europe. It's like people come from other countries, but not born and raised there as black people. You see what I'm saying now? Like we are born here and raised here as black people. People in Europe come from other countries. Now you see what I'm saying?
But it's the same as here because this was a colony of Europe.
Yeah, over there they got like territories and colonies, like you say. So you may be this part of it. You may be in England, but you may be part British, maybe part Poland, you may be part African, you may be part. It's over there. You all live.
That's my point.
Over there.
That's what I'm saying.
Europe is a melting pot, just like the United States is.
Like if you was like here is different because it's a history of black was slaves. You feel me? White was using their superiority, right?
We were slaves in Europe too at the same time.
Yeah, but not as the masses. It's not that many people in Europe. Is my point. And they weren't born and raised there. They coming from other countries.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying now?
We were slaves.
Like once we were brought from Africa,
in Britain,
we was raising kids from this point on in America. Everybody's being raised in America from this point on. We live in the American dream. Supposed to be, right? But if you go to other countries, those people come from Africa, Jamaica. They come from other countries via ways of probably war or anything to make them go to Europe and those countries. You feel me?
But you gotta
There's a history of black people being here since the beginning.
The people,
which makes it different.
Like islands like Jamaica, a lot of Caribbean islands were colonies of Europe. The Queen, when the monarchy had power, ran them islands over in the Caribbean, and a lot of them people were slaves too. So, they was over. Remember, we come off of Europe and Great Britain. The same shit they did, the same shit that was done over here was done over there before it was done over here. Where you think they got the ideas from?
I get that, but none of those countries put it in their constitution to slave a black man.
I mean, when the motherfuckers got over here, they wrote some other shit. That's when you had the motherfuckers broke away from England.
What?
Broke away from England and didn't want to be colonized.
I know what you're saying, but once he was here, things was written into law to keep us there, slaves. That's not in Europe. That's not in other countries.
That's what I'm saying. Shit like that. That's what I'm saying. When at first the United States America was a colony of Britain, of Europe. We was ran by them. Until whatever you had, what was it? Taxation. They was taxing the shit out of us, and when you had that shit taxation without representation and all that shit,
I know what you're saying.
That's when they broke.
There was other places in the world where black people was being enslaved. I get that.
Yeah,
but nobody made it their thing. Their constitution and their government of slaving black people.
Yeah, that's my point. When we broke off and stopped being we broke off from being a colony of England. And that constitution was written. That's when all that bullshit was put in.
Like there was no rules in Europe saying you 1/5 of a person, shit like that. Go ahead.
That was some new shit over here.
All right.
Go ahead.
Take you back. I don't know about y'all history, but my history not little. My history is a little fuzzy. But the reason why the settlers came over here because they got tired of the queen. They wanted everything. They wanted their own land. They wanted everything opposite of the queen. They act like they
not before slavery.
This is before slavery.
Yeah,
so this black people it was black people during the time. Black people over there in British.
Yeah.
There was black people. They was not slaves. Some people came over there from other countries to find work, and they did slave like type work, but they wasn't there to be a perfect slave. So when they left over there, they told the queen, "Yeah, we coming over, you can go find the land, we're gonna build it up and all that." But they lied to her. They got here. They decided to say, fuck Britain. That's when you talk about the tax thing. That wasn't just that. That was the British was trying to say, hey, y'all shouldn't be having people enslaved over there. So yeah, they taxed them more. But that's another story with the Tea Party and everything else.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's why
in that.
That's why I got an issue with Haiti. Haiti was the first black republic, right? It's the first country to say I'm black and this is a black nation, right? And that at the same time was going on. America was slaving black people. You see what I'm saying now? How the world was kind of different from what America was doing. You know what I'm saying? America took it to heart of slavery. They made it their thing. They put it in their DNA. You know what I'm saying? They treated us like shit on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a bigger, different thing. Which brings me to what I want to talk about tonight. A cocoa butter lady of the week, right? Which is a key point, which made me think of this. Now, the spinoff of what we just talking about is Angela Davis, right? Now, this is I'm not gonna lie, I really was not in depth with her, right? I really started over the last couple of weeks, started realizing how important she was to the black culture, right? It's just by looking at deep into black culture, when you start finding these individuals, bro, that people really don't discuss too much, I really think those people are the people we got to bring out. And I think our podcast do a good job of bringing the black people that struggled and went through the struggle that not famous, that not getting the recognition for putting their life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Now, Angela Davis was funny, right? Because it was when she started off, she had college graduate and everything. And this is during a time where, of course, segregation and we was fighting for our rights. Black Maca don't know that, but hey, that was happening. And she was a professor in California, which brings me to what we were just saying earlier. Now, she was fired by the governor because she was thought to be a radical. Back then,
She was that.
Back then, a black person that fought for your rights, and they was just labeled radical off the break, right? And the funny thing about her was she was really not a radical, bro. She was really, her parents was well-to-do. Her father owned a gas station. Her mother was a college teacher as she was growing up. So she wasn't in poverty at none of this time. That wasn't her. She was literally a college student, but felt like she had to speak up for the black culture and certain things they were going through. White people labeled her as a militant because of the Bush, of course. You know what I'm saying?
It was that. But
definitely the Bush.
she got labeled a militant because
Go ahead.
She was, for one, she was a Marxist. For two, she was a communist. She was a communist.
White boys, the Republicans called her a communist.
She joined the Communist Party.
They called her a communist.
No, she joined the Communist Party.
After de facto.
She did. She did join the Communist Party. She was in the U.S. She was a member of the Black Panther Party.
And that's what that right there, what makes them make her the most wanted and all. Because growing up, I had militants in my family. My uncle was a militant. That's all he was doing, right? And you know, those people were labeled more than just a regular black person because they felt they was more of a danger to their agenda, the white people, right? So they would lock people up they felt was militants and people that they felt was influenced to the black culture. And she was locked up.
Yeah, she got locked up because that shit with them three dudes in prison. She was fucking with one of them.
The brothers.
Yeah, they called them the Soledad brothers.
Soledad brothers.
Soledad, it was in Soledad prison. Exactly. And they killed a guard. And then it was some other shit along with that. But she was with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Shit, she joined the Che Lumumba Club, which is the all-black branch of the Communist Party. She's been a professor at UCLA.
Now she even called herself a communist, but
yeah.
But when you again, the FBI was after her. She got fired by the governor. Yeah. Governor called her a Marxist, a racist. The governor called her all types of shit.
They tried to fire her at first because she was a member. She was affiliated with the communists, and they try to pull some bullshit talking about they ain't want nobody affiliated, wouldn't have nobody affiliated with the Communist Party working for them, but that shit didn't work. But they ended up finding some kind of way.
And that governor by the name of Ronald the fuck Reagan. Again, these people were racist as fuck, but when their speeches come up, they didn't give it to you, right? But he was the main culprit to making her most fucking wanted. And he still became fucking president. Now everybody don't know Angela Davis was one of our heroes in our Black history.
Free Angela.
So what I want to do, y'all, now, again, going back over that joint, I started realizing that was a huge thing. Yeah, Aretha Franklin telling her she was going to pay her bail to get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
So this was huge in the Black community. It turned into her being a symbol for the Black community, come to think of it. So this went on my head. Angela Davis, I always heard her name growing up and everything. I seen certain things, but I never got into who was she and what the fuck was going on there. And after going over that joint, she really put herself on the line. She was locked up literally for something she didn't do. Literally for just being Black, literally. You know what I'm saying? So when she got out, she had a speech on the campus of California. I want everybody to, this is UCLA, right? Not UCLA, USC. Okay, she was a professor there. They fired her because they felt like she was militant. Now back then, militant means to white people meant the army. Put it like this: KKK. To us, KKK. To white people, militants, Black militants. You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole. That's how they looked at us compared to now. This speech right here, I want everybody to listen to this joint. She coming to the joint. This is after she got out of jail, and her first time having a speech, right?
UCLA professor in 1969. And when she was accused by an FBI undercover agent of being a communist, she told the University California Board of Regents, and I quote, "Yes, I am a communist, and I will not take the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination because my political beliefs do not incriminate me. They incriminate the Nixons, Agnews, and Reagans." Attempts were made to fire her from UCLA because she was a communist, but the courts ruled this unconstitutional. Meanwhile, her classes at UCLA were the most widely attended in the history of the school, and all but one of her several hundred students rated her excellent. In 1970, Ms. Davis became active in the defense of the Soledad brothers and was outspoken in protest against the growing number of political activists, especially the Black Panthers, who she believed were jailed and killed under the guise of law and order. In June, she was fired by the Board of Regents, this time on the grounds that her speeches were held to be inflammatory. Subsequently, she was accused of a conspiracy and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution, of kidnapping, and of murder in connection with a shooting in August at a San Rafael courthouse. She was subsequently found to be not guilty. Given the difference of opinion there will be in this audience about what Ms. Davis is and what she represents, let me just stress 2 points. First, she has been found not guilty of the charges which have been made against her with respect to the events in San Rafael. Secondly, she's been found to be a woman whose fine intellect has been recognized by the various institutions where she has studied or taught. Her abilities in the academic discipline of philosophy have been acknowledged by prestigious universities. I hope that you will join me in respecting the judgment of those institutions and welcoming and listening to Ms. Davis' speech on the topic of oppression and repression. Thank you.
Before I get started, I want to thank all of you who participated in the vast national and international movement that demanded and secured my freedom. I recognize that had not it been for the efforts of thousands and millions of people throughout the world, I would not be standing here speaking to you this evening. This is the first time I have set foot on a college campus in California since I was fired from UCLA in June of 1970. It's a particular pleasure for me to be here this evening, since shortly after my acquittal, Ronald Reagan made it known that he was going to do everything within his power to bar me, not only from UCLA, but from the entire college and university system here in California. So it gives me a kind of pleasure that people have refused in many ways to be accomplices of the kind of thing that Ronald Reagan is trying to push around. This is also an event which has a particular importance for me, to be able to speak here in California, in Southern California, in Orange County. And I think that this is especially a victory in light of the mudslide re-election of Richard Nixon. Most people call it a landslide victory, but I think it was a mudslide of racism and reaction. The topic of this event is very timely and very appropriate: oppression and repression in the United States. The major problem we are confronting today, the major problem people throughout this country are confronting, is the problem of racism. And I think that if the last 4 years are any indication of what is to come during the next 4 years, we can indeed predict a very catastrophic period within the history of this country. Black and brown and Asian and Native American people have always been the first victims of oppression and repression in this country. But I think that white people in this country, particularly white working people, should begin to understand that they too are exploited and they too can be victims of repression. On many occasions in the past, and especially during this recent period after the elections, I have used the word fascism. I have talked about an increasingly fascist danger which people in this country must begin to come to grips with. Some people have accused me of using rhetoric which doesn't have any basis in reality. But I think that we have to be very serious during these very critical moments. We have to understand that there is indeed a very real danger, menace of fascism in the United States today. I do not think that we have already entered into a period of full-blown fascism, because fascism is not something that suddenly explodes and erupts into being. If we look back into the history of the world, if we look at countries like Germany, Spain, Italy, we see that fascism is a process. It's something that grows and develops. It's like a cancer. It starts attacking one group of people, but like a cancer, it begins to spread out with a fatal rapidity, and eventually, like a cancer, it destroys everything around it.
Now, Angela Davis, man, when you listen to her, right, you could, first of all, Ronald Reagan's a piece of shit off the break. I forgot he did that too. Some of the shit before my time. But I remember something like that he did. This was before he's president, for anybody to know. This was he was governor when he fired her. But I think by her going back at him, like she didn't stop, right? She didn't go in the hide, right? She came back out and continued her speeches and everything, even though she was this close to being locked up for good. You know what I'm saying, dog? She was lucky in that joint. That so many people that try to pay her bail and try to get her out, that it was a huge thing in America at that time, though. You know what I'm saying? Godfather, you got something to say?
Now her accent was, her words displaying like the oppression and repression. Like we still trying to get rid of the oppression in some areas, and then we got some people still trying to take it back to, you know, to 200 years ago. So you got to really pay attention to her words. The words are still being expressed to this day. It can be used for right now at this very moment.
Hell yeah. That's the crazy thing about it. And then on top of that, the FBI put her picture out for like most wanted motherfuckers. And that turned into like the symbol in the black culture to free her and all types of shit, man. It was a huge thing. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I just go to show everybody. I mean, at the time, it was huge. Different. It was different factions and different sides of the civil rights struggle. You had, you had your Martin Luther Kings on one side, and your Medgar Evers on another side. You had your Malcolm X's on one side, and you had people like Angela Davis and Marcus Garvey and Black Panthers. So it was the struggle was real, and the struggle came from all different sides, and it took all of that to get where the fuck we are today.
I really think if I was back then, I think I'd been a militant, bro. I think at the time I wouldn't have been with Martin Luther King. I've been with Malcolm X and the Black Panthers. Now looking back at it, that was dumb because Martin Luther King had the right vision. He got it done.
Yeah, but it took all of it to get there.
Nah, if you would went violent, we were lost. The violent way was not the way to go. It was obvious. MLK had the right way.
I mean, he had the right way because his way was more inclusive.
Yeah,
that's what made it work.
I'm just saying back then I would have been a motherfucker ready to pick up the guns and let's do it.
Yeah, that's what made it work because
I wouldn't listen to Martin Luther King about motherfucking thing. Fuck you. This tight ass, they just hanging this nigga. Fuck you.
Because in the end,
put their holes in that lady. Fuck you.
It took just not black people. You had white people in the struggle. You had Jews in the struggle. You had
I could just understand.
You had and more than anything else, you had a lot of women, black women and white women. You had plenty of women. You probably had just as many women as men in the struggle because all women at that time was fighting for their rights too. Yeah.
That's why I say that's why we celebrate black women. They're the last human beings on earth.
Yeah,
and then they still ain't got it yet.
And then other I don't know the word I'm losing, but other movements, if you will, other parts of the movement wasn't as inclusive, and you wasn't going to have white people in the streets with black people motherfucking with guns and shit. Fuck no. They wasn't gonna fight, they wasn't doing it.
There's only two ways you can do it.
Yeah.
So, like you could have went the route of every black man just get their guns and let's do this thing, which is more the way that majority of black people want to do it that way. MLK was the person that slowed that down and said, this is the way we can do it and get things done.
But
he was right, bro. We can't look back at that and say that he was wrong and all these people that want to shoot the motherfuckers up, it was right. The way he did it.
Because the way he did it was...
Got it done.
He did it is the way everything gets done. Like you was just talking about the LGBTQ. Yeah. And you talk about all these women. what he did was he had a coalition, and the coalition was a voting block. Once you get enough people that you can swing an election and put who you want into office and vote who you want out of office, you get what you want done. That's where gay rights came from. Gay rights is relatively new.
Yeah, that's why I say
20 years ago, gays had no rights.
True.
And you still had gay bashing. You had motherfuckers beating motherfuckers, gays in the street half to death. But when enough of them got together in these major cities around the country, and it got to the point that and enough people got behind us and said, "Nah, we're not putting up with this shit. We're not going to leave them out there hanging out there to dry. We can vote your ass out. We can vote his ass in, and so on and so forth." That's when the shit started to change, and that's what really happened what happened in the civil rights era. When you had that motherfucker March on Washington took place, and motherfuckers looked out on that National Mall and said, "God damn, all the fuck these people come from?"
Yeah,
shit changed. That's what led to the Voting Rights Act.
That's a perfect segue into before we get out of here. But yeah, hold before you got something to say? Yeah, I thought.
Oh no, he kind of like hit almost everything on the head.
Oh yeah, before we get out of here, everybody know Don Lemon, right?
That nigga.
You don't remember him? CNN?
Yeah, I remember Don Lemon.
Everybody know he just got married.
Oh, Tommy married that white dude.
I think they've been together for a while now.
Long time.
Is this the same one?
The same one.
So that's good then. It's all this time
on the boat. Same way he was out kissing on the boat.
It's all this time that they I think they moved to New York to do this, right?
I knew he was getting married. I knew they
I
were
mean,
still
even
together.
come think of it, they came out the blue with that joint. But I think he moved and went to New York to do it.
I knew they was engaged. I didn't know they got married yet.
But Don Lemon, everybody don't know. He's not on CNN no more. He on YouTube right now.
Oh yeah, he got rid of his ass.
So he was a huge anchor on YouTube, and now I don't know. He showed, but he just got married and everything. Yeah. So shouts out to him. Appreciate him doing his thing. I think they moved to New York though to do that. I'm not sure. I think New York,
ain't nobody touching Don Lemon right now.
Is New York the only place to do that? It gotta be other states, right?
To do what?
To legalize. Hold on. The gay marriage, right?
Gay marriage legal all over the place.
Nah, well, I think he went to New York to do this.
Gay marriage is legal in this state.
Yeah. Not all states though.
New Jersey.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
New York.
Yeah.
Like many.
What?
It's a rack of states. California. It's a rack of states you can get that.
You muted.
That gay marriage is legal.
You gotta unmute. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's legal. I think Maryland,
California, New York. Most of the big.
Yeah, they're gonna be blue states, man. This shit getting carried away, bro. It's like we can't divide a country like this. It's like every topic we get to, oh well, blue state, red state. Like, why are we doing that? It's like I know it's women in these red states that want abortions. I know it's gay people in these red states that want to get married. Like this, I just don't get this shit when we start separating these things and be like, that's red states. You gotta go to red state, get that.
How long?
You gotta go to blue state, get that. It's like, what the fuck?
But how long we been doing this?
You gotta go to New York somewhere to do that. You want to get married to him? Okay, you gotta go to New York to do that. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
You even had it with slavery. In the North, happening? In the North, black people was free. In the South, they were slaves.
Places. It just reminded me, before slavery, like when everybody was down there, and then we had to run here. It's like everybody got to run here now. If you're a woman, you got to run down to the north. If you're gay, you got to run to the north. It's like this shit's crazy, bro. If you want to have just a normal life, you got to go to the north. Hey, that's reminded me of my grandma when she came down from North Carolina for segregation, bro. You know what I'm saying? 17 years old, no shoes on. Came all the way down this bitch and got me here. That started me. You know what I'm saying? No. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, Godfather, coming down and you got something to say? We got here though. About to get up out of this.
Everybody just pay attention, y'all. Just get out here and vote. Register to vote.
Man, for sure.
Yeah.
No more soul, brother.
Good night. See y'all next time.
The next time. Shouts out to motherfucker Angela Davis though, man. Getting into her story, that thing deep for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And y'all need to get into it deeper. Don't stop now.
You know? And it's for the black ladies, except for this one. Everybody be like, she a black lady. Why y'all? Hey, when a black lady do something wrong, trust me, we get on that ass.
Candace
And
Owens,
black ain't gonna save you. You know what I'm saying?
Candace Owens is an
Don't
idiot.
cook out for her. You know what I'm saying? Now, that ain't gonna save you having a
That's
black
all that
skin,
is.
You know what I'm saying?
Candace
You can be
Owens
an
is an
asshole. We're
idiot.
gonna still point your ass out. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody tuning
Peace
in
out.
tonight. You know, holler at your boys. Each and every Tuesday night, we're gonna bring these politics. You know what I'm saying? Check out War 7, man. Get y'all voted in for War 7 for the candidates for War 7 for sure. Check out past joints. We had some candidates on here. We got some coming up for the future. So check that out. You know what I'm saying, dog? Other than that, Hoodview Politics, baby.
Peace
You know
out.
what I'm saying, dog? She's a, you know how I feel about her.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? You know, we're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers.